You know, we often see the outward signs when a kid is being bullied, but what is actually happening on the inside? Today, we're going to try and map out that complex and often totally hidden internal world of a bullied child, just to get a better sense of what that experience is really like from their perspective.
So, let's start with that central question. It seems simple, right? But the answer is, well, it's anything but. We can see the external stuff, but what is the actual moment-to-moment feeling like for them? That's what we're really here to try and understand. I think the best way to start is to think of it like an iceberg. What we can actually observe, the behaviors we notice, that's just the tiny little tip of something way, way bigger and a lot more significant that's happening completely out of sight.
And these are the clues we're probably all familiar with, aren't they? A child who suddenly just does not want to go to school, or their grades just completely plummet. They become angry or withdrawn. We might even notice their sleeping or eating habits change, or that their stuff is always mysteriously broken or lost. These are the alarm bells ringing on the surface.
But here's the thing, if we only focus on these signs, we are missing the entire story. These are just the symptoms, the echoes of a much, much deeper disturbance that's happening way down below.
So now we're going to do it. We're going to dive beneath the surface. We're going to take a look at that massive unseen part of the iceberg, that internal landscape where the real lasting damage is actually done.
Okay, so the first and honestly the most devastating impact of bullying isn't a scraped knee or a lost textbook. It's the distortion of a child's fundamental sense of who they are. It literally shatters their concept of self. And this single thought, it's just so common and so corrosive. A child's mind is trying to make sense of cruelty, and it often lands on the most painful conclusion possible, that they are the problem, that somehow they deserve this. Now, this is a really important distinction here. This isn't just guilt. Guilt is feeling bad about something you did. This is shame. And shame is the belief that you are bad, that your very self is flawed.
And because of that deep flaw, you don't deserve love or belonging.
And this chart just brilliantly illustrates that complete disconnect. I mean, look at the left column. That's objective reality. The child is a victim, the bully is wrong, they need help. But then look at the right. This is the world the bullied child is actually living in, a world where they truly believe they're worthless, that they deserve the pain, and that they're completely alone in their struggle. That's the lens they see everything through.
So this shattered sense of self then fuels the next layer of the internal experience, which is the emotional reality. It creates this constant, chaotic, and just exhausting internal storm. Now, obviously, this chart isn't scientific data, but it's such a powerful metaphor for what's going on inside. It's not a balanced emotional state at all, is it? It's almost entirely consumed by a few incredibly powerful negative forces. The fear of the next attack, the anxiety of what might happen, and this deep, profound loneliness that comes from believing no one could ever understand or help you.
And the result of living in this constant emotional storm? Well, the child's nervous system is always on high alert. It's a state called hypervigilance. They're constantly scanning their environment for threats. And at the exact same time, that shame we talked about is telling them they're flawed, so they isolate themselves, pushing away the very people that could help them heal. Now, this is crucial. This internal damage, it doesn't just stay in childhood. It solidifies. It creates echoes that can last a lifetime, and it can fundamentally shape the adult they will eventually become.
And you can see a really clear pathway here. It starts, of course, with the bullying. That experience leads to those internalized beliefs. I'm worthless. It's my fault. Those beliefs then create a worldview where other people and social situations are seen as constant potential threats, and that in turn can lead directly to adult patterns of chronic anxiety,
Difficulty forming trusting relationships, and just deep-seated low self-esteem. The wound becomes a scar.
And this is why this all matters so much. These incredibly complex internal worlds, built brick by painful brick in childhood, they don't just fade away when a person grows up. They become the very foundation of their adult personality, unless they're seen, understood, and addressed. So this brings us to one final really crucial question. Now that we've mapped out this internal landscape, how does it change our own perspective? I mean, the next time you see a child acting out, or maybe an adult who really struggles with trust, perhaps we can look beyond just the surface behavior and wonder about the hidden world they might be navigating inside.